So, hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today starts a four-part series to telling my business. Now, this four-part series topic is about my eviction. This is something I feel like I want to talk about and I want to get out there and encourage others to, you know, just show examples of the milestones that I go through. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on this video for more of telling my business. Here we go. So today's series is part one of telling my business, my eviction story. And the main topic or main focus is boyfriend issues. So how does that tie into me having an eviction? We'll get to that. Okay, so just in case you guys are not aware, I am recently out of a long-term relationship, and it has been an eye-opener. Okay, so first off, in my relationship, my significant other and I moved in to, he allowed me to move in with him and his brother roommate. We both agreed to where I didn't have to work, because he was getting paid enough, and the situation was right enough to where we could live comfortably with one income. So this is agreed on by both parties, might I add. And so things got rocky. Homeboy lost his job, and took it out on me pretty much. Basically, saying that, he's stressed out and he needs help and things like that, which is fine, cool. I completely understand that. I step up my game. Then turn around, and before I even get a job or I go start looking for a job, he tells me that he got it. So basically, I don't have to do anything again. I can be a at-home mom and an entrepreneur, So yay to that situation. Then it turned back into I need to get a job. So finally, after that point, the words that were said to me, in reflection of anger, really got to my gears, to where, not where I was upset, but to where I was like, okay girl, you need to do something, and you need to do it right now and today. And so that pushed me to go out and look for a job. Now at that current moment, I was actually finding myself, since I didn't have to work, I had a lot of time on my hands. So I was finding myself, opening my mind, educating myself. I had a lot of time to wake up, in a sense. So I was able to do that with that intermixed with my entrepreneurship, with me trying to start a business. I have a dream or a goal, to actually get to a certain invention that I have, and I want to take it step by step. So what I'm doing is I'm not starting focusing on that until I get the income to focus on that. So I'm going to start small, and all of these things are interchanged with my purpose. So I have goals, and then I have a purpose as well. There's a deeper reasoning why I'm doing what I'm doing. So I gave him what he wanted, and that still was not satisfying enough. So that's one issue. The next thing was, during our time living with his brother roommate, I became pregnant, and again, a lot of free time on my hands. Okay, And with him not working as well, a lot of free time on both of our hands. So a baby was involved. Mind you, we already have one daughter here. She's 5 at this current moment, and she is awesome. I will be starting a channel for her called Just Jordan, so be looking for that coming out pretty soon, to where you get to meet Jordan. um, what is the next thing? So with the baby, it was like, it was rough at the very beginning. I was really sick. I was bleeding. For I know about 2 weeks. I don't judge me, but I have still, and I don't care if you do, whatever. I have still yet to go to the doctor as far as for my pregnancy, and this happened in April. Like, I want to say end of March, beginning of April, because I got pregnant because I wasn't being responsible, not just in a sexual sense. I have not been on birth control for about 3 years. And in those 3 years, I've always kept my calendar. I'm a regular period person. Like, if my calendar says today Aisha is ovulating, today Aisha better ovulate. And Aisha does ovulate on that day. If it says today is Aisha's period day, it's Aisha's period day, and Aisha should expect a period from 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. again. Those 12 hours of the day, something's got to happen within that day point, from one day to the next day switch. I was able to play it safe. I was able to track, okay, when is the days not to get pregnant, not to do the do. And also track when it was okay to do the do. And we did a great job on that until I started to get lackadaisical and not even checking my calendar dates and things like that, to where bam, we were pregnant again. So so that, with that being said, it was just like interest was lost, like total interest was lost. It was just like he started, I wouldn't say total interest was lost at that point. He said he was happy. With the first pregnancy, we didn't get to really have that much intimacy as far as for baby bonding, because like 4 months in, he had to move to Paris, and so we didn't see each other until like a year after my daughter arrived here on earth. So it was like he just started treating me differently. Like, the words that he would say to me would be, just like, why are you talking to me like that? Just his actions, like late at night, it's 1:00 in the morning and you're hanging out with your guys. Like, that's just totally inappropriate. You're supposed to be in the house. That's just respectful, because if you would want that same respect from me. And don't get me wrong, I'm not the type of person that is like, a woman should be this way and a man should be this way. I feel like a woman and a man should be equal. Yes, we have physical limitations, but that's the only thing you can hold against us. Our rational thinking and logical thinking are actually more advanced and more mature than the average man. So therefore, you can't put me down with that, oh, you were just being submissive and, you were just playing a role. No, absolutely not. So for him to go out and hang out and feel like it's okay to stay out like that, and if I did it, it would not be okay. I want to respect him as a man. So I don't go out. I don't hang out inappropriately like that. And especially and definitely not at that time of night. And so that was another thing. So he started to change on me at that point. Then it was just like, we had gotten to the point, I can only speak for myself. I had gotten to that point to where I'm like, look, can I talk to you? Like, can we talk about this? Because we are apparently having an issue, and a big one. Like, I'm getting to the point to where I just don't feel us anymore. and during our talks, this is a type of lingo that I'm using, that I'm losing love, that do you even love me? Like, is this really love? Is this what you want? Are you sure that this is the direction that you want to take? So I've never tried to keep him here, and I've never tried to force him to stay. I've always asked, are you sure this is what you want to do? And every time it's yes. It's yes, I'm with you, I'm here, I'm with you. Okay, so you don't see an issue, you don't see a problem. And of course the answer was always no. Then when I would get to the touchy subjects, like why don't you act like you're interested in our relationship? Why don't just asking serious questions about our relationship, because it's like it's going like this. I personally was not feeling it, and seriously was not feeling it, guys. So yeah, and when I would ask those kind of questions, I felt like he would blow up. That's factual. Now that part, he would blow up about the questions to avoid the question, I feel like. So I feel like his temper tantrum, so basically he'll come to me, I'll come and I'll ask him a question, and if it's a touchy situation to where you have to explain, like, for example, let me just give you guys an example of a question that I've asked him. So, like, why do you love me? Not any other woman. That's a very important question. You have to be able to tell your partner or your significant other why them exactly. Why me? Why am I the most, the number one out of all these billions of women in this world? Why me? And especially in my situation, why me? And the change of love, and the change of treatment, and the change of aura towards me. Like, then, why am I here? So that's where my mind was with the questions. I wasn't trying to nag. I wasn't trying to be a bitch. I was honestly asking heartfelt questions that I needed answered. And they never got answered. And I'm the type of person that I analyze and I question, and if it does not make sense, I ask another question until it does make sense. I forgot where I was going with that. But yeah, so when we would get to those touching, heartfelt questions, that's when I would get the temper tantrum reaction, and he would leave. Like, he would literally leave the house, or tell me to leave him alone. Leave you alone. Okay. And so it got to the point to where, like, I would ask him these questions and I would literally be crying, because plus I'm pregnant, so I'm very emotional. But then at the same time, I was really hurt. Like, even to this day, it's just like, I'm really hurt. And he made it worse because he would laugh at me, like literally laugh at me in my face. And it's like, why are you crying? Why are you acting like that? Why? And laughing at me, like, my emotions. And I would tell him, I wouldn't just say nothing. Like, I would tell him my reasoning. Like, you're hurting my feelings. You're treating me different. Or do you really want to be here? Because you really don't act like it. He would stay on his phone. Oh dear God. Like, I guess that's just a man thing. Like, he would just stay on his phone. Like, even with me crying, he was on his phone that day. I'm crying right here, standing at the door, talking to him while he's in the room on his cell phone. And I'm literally crying, telling him my feelings and my emotions, and he's laughing while he's scrolling on his cell phone. So yeah, that's another thing. So with the laughing and calling, and he called my emotions bullshit. So with laughing and calling my emotions bullshit, like, that's just totally disrespectful. Anytime this man cries on my shoulder or needs me, I am there. I'm not laughing at him. I don't think his emotions are a joke, or I don't think it's a comical situation at all. So for you to laugh at my hurt, like, this is my hurt, this is my pain, and you're laughing at it, That's messed up. So these arguments, not even arguments, so these situations started not to exist anymore for me. So I wouldn't ask him anymore, do you want to be here? Do you love me? Like, why me? What is love to you? Those kind of questions. I just stopped asking those kind of questions. I stopped showing my emotions. I just, whenever he would do anything, I would like try to ignore it. But then one day I was on my phone. Let me clarify, because you got some people out there who are like, oh, wait a minute, you shouldn't have went through his phone. My phone, okay? My cell phone. So I go onto my cell phone, and if you guys are familiar with Google Photos or just Google period, once you have a Gmail account, you can get your docs, you can get your slates, you can get your photos, you can get your everything, your video chats, your contacts, everything shows up in one set area. So on his phone, when I first started my YouTube channel, his phone was what I would use to um, to do my videos, because it was more advanced. It was clearer. I didn't have a laptop. I didn't really have the studio set up. I didn't really have very much. I was just starting out. I didn't even know what I was doing. Um, so I would use his phone, and I logged into my Gmail account. I don't have anything to hide, so it wasn't like I was trying to hide or anything. Still to this day, the situation I'm about to tell you still occurs because he still has my Gmail account opened, and homeboy just does not think enough to log out of it before he does his little dirty deeds. So this is the story. So I'm looking, I'm doing my YouTube thing, looking at um, I was actually looking for past pictures to start my braiding portfolio, so I can actually like have pictures of my work on what I've done in the past, because I finally gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna start doing this braiding thing like everybody else. They're making plenty of money from it, but I just want to do it just because that's another source of income. You never have one source of income. So um yeah, so that was my thing. And I scroll, and there's a half naked lady on my photos account. So basically, when you use a phone and you save a photo, it downloads to your phone, but then it also backs up to I guess a cloud or a Dropbox. I'm not really sure what Google calls it, archive or whatever. But what it does is it syncs from your cell phone to your Google account and into your Google Photos. So the young man was looking at has been looking at photos of half naked women, photos of naked women, and these type of women, I might add, are not the type of women that describe me. I'm not thick and I'm not skinny. I have a Coke bottle figure, if you would. So I have chest and butt and no stomach. I mean, now I have a stomach because I'm pregnant, but in my non-bearing days, I am a catch, if you would. Physically, I'm fit, but I don't work out. I just have that type of body, so it's not like I lack these aspects. However, my issue is these are like, I'm dark skinned. You say that you like chocolate, and you ain't even touched a piece of chocolate cake. You ain't even touched some chocolate milk. You ain't even ate a Hershey's Kiss bar. You definitely have not had no chocolate ice cream. You're all up in the strawberries and vanillas. Like, these are women that are not even my race. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, is that really? I'm way on the other side of it. I'm way on the other side of the spectrum as far as for these descriptions. So I I ask him. I don't charge at him. we're at that point in our relationship to where I'm not, oh, who is this? I'm not that type of woman. I low-key don't even like confrontation or drama or confusion. I'm just not a confrontational person. But I wanted to know, so what is this? And this is his response. I put this on whatever you want me to put this on. This is my right hand to whoever you worship. This is his response. I'm not going to try to quote him because I can't remember exactly what it was, because this is before we even moved to where we are now. Or moved where I am now. So the young man tells me that he doesn't care that I've seen it, and he's not finna explain himself, so I just need to deal with it. Like, that's it, and walks out the room. So basically, fuck you. I don't give a fuck that you saw it. I'm not finna explain myself to you. Deal with it. And walks out the room. Then goes to go hang out with his guys. So this is just to show you what kind of dude I'm dealing with here, and what I mean by disrespect. Just do you really even love me? That leads to a deeper situation. So at this point in our relationship, I'm just, I'm still hurting. I'm still sad. I still have to think about this. I'm laying next to this man every night. I don't want to be touched. I don't want to be touched at this point, because I'm just like, when you touch me, who are you thinking about? Because the stuff that I see, you intrigued in, the type of women, they don't look like me. If that's what you choose, I'm not knocking it, but don't use me as a pawn. Don't play with me. So yeah, I didn't want to be touched. We didn't have intercourse. Like, I just couldn't do it because of that type of situation. So finally, homeboy left his phone in my car one day, and the only reason why I found out that he left his phone in my car was because that would actually be continued on part 2 of our video. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know it was super long, and I do thank you for enduring my painful rant. Like I said, I will be finishing part 1 in part 2. How in the world I knew the homeboy phone was in my car. So thank you guys so much. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And like I always say, I'm Demi. Peace, and have a productive day. I'm out.